How's it going, everyone? It's been a minute since I did a ride that I filmed. Been out quite a few times since the last time I posted, but today heading out with some friends to go up to the Wentworth Valley, and hopefully we'll see some pretty great fall colors. So we do have comms systems between us, the three of us, but I don't know whether they're all going to work. So I may have opportunity to use the microphone with the GoPro, but I may not. So if not, there'll be some nice pictures without my voice. All right, let's go. Okay, here we go. So hopefully the microphone is working today, and we can get some audio at least before we try to link up our comms units. As you can see, the bike looks pretty wet, just due from overnight. Hopefully we can blow all that off pretty quickly. It got a little chilly overnight. It's 14 Celsius here right now, which is a nice fall morning. Just a Monday I decided to take an impromptu day off for. Call it a mental health day. When your mental health is riding your motorcycle. So it's a lovely day at the end of September in Nova Scotia, and as I said, we're heading up to the Wentworth Valley, which is a lovely little spot about an hour and a half from Halifax. And they've got a small ski hill up there, and in the summertime you can ride mountain bikes down the mountain. And there's some lovely valleys up there where you can check out the fall colors. So it's end of September, so there should be some decent fall colors, but I guess we'll see what's out there and what colors exist, because we have had extremely dry summer. So I think that's put a little stress on the trees, and they might be turning a little early, or maybe some of them have lost their leaves already. But I mean, looking around here, we see lots and lots of green trees still. There's a nice red one there. So hopefully we'll get some nice views today. And if the comms work, then I will be disconnecting the microphone and we'll just get some visuals, and I'll play some nice music that will be much more preferable to me yakking in your ear. Probably. I mean, you came here for a reason. I don't know what it is, but if you enjoy the talking part, then there'll be less of that, unfortunately. If you came to see the sights and just want to see some shots of rural Nova Scotia in the fall colors, which we're quite famous for, then this one might be for you. I did mention that it's a Monday at the end of September. It's also Monday before a holiday, so I think even though this is, technically rush hour traffic, it's probably not going to be too bad today, because I think a lot of other people will be taking extra long weekends. So hopefully at least the traffic in the city will be okay. And hopefully the sun and the wind blows all of this dew off the bike. You can see all my instruments. Although I do like the way the inner fairing looks this morning. I put some of the inner fairing rejuvenator on there yesterday after I washed it, which is I guess much like a black shoe polish. These older street glides have a tendency to fade quite a lot at the top of the inner fairing, while really anything that's kind of black on the inside of that inner fairing, not just the tops, but definitely like up here, very prone to fading in the sun, and the inner fairing rejuvenator makes it a little bit nicer. It does wear off and becomes sun-baked. In time, but it looks nice when you do it. So it's, you know, if you make that part of your detailing, which I'm technically not very good at detailing, but if you do, then it looks pretty nice. Highly recommend that. To our meeting point, notice you can look out and see lots of colors already beginning to sprout from the trees, so that bodes well for today. I've always wanted to do a fall color ride. Of course, I think some of the best fall colors in Nova Scotia are up in Cape Breton, and I have yet to motorcycle through Cape Breton, so it's on the bucket list. Sometimes you gotta wait to do things like that. That's definitely a 2 or 3 day trip for sure. So this is our first meeting place, which of course is the local coffee shop. Oh, I appear to be the last one here, so here we go. Pull in and see the boys. And we'll do the hard yet fun work of trying to link up the comms units, which I don't think is really going to work, depending on what everybody's got. I know one guy's got a Cardo, I've got a Senna, so I guess we'll see. I'm just going to pull in normal. These guys are pulled in like show bikes. Take care. That was a pretty tremendous ride today. All in all, it was about 350 kilometers. And yeah, some just tremendous scenery, more or less tremendous roads, really. And fun little lunch stop in Annapolis. Anyway, I will sign off here. Been a long time since I did this sign off, so what am I supposed to say? Like, follow, share, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe, do all the things, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Good morning. This is part 2. I didn't know this was going to be a 2-part, but it is now because we're closing in on a milestone for this bike right here. This bike is very close to 100,000 kilometers, so we're gonna try to get her there today. Really only 250 kilometers to go, so it's not too far, but today we're gonna take a trip up to the Annapolis Valley, have a look from the look-off, which is a beautiful spot where you can overlook the valley, the Annapolis Valley, and yeah. So once again, probably be on comms with my riding partners today, so won't be on any ongoing chatter from me, but we'll give you some good footage hopefully, and right, see you out there. I did say that there wouldn't be a whole lot of voice content in this one, but I will give a little bit of an intro as to the milestone that we're going to hit today. So this particular motorcycle is 2007 Street Glide. Was new to me, but not new, in the year 2000, and I picked it up at about 81,000 kilometers, and today, you probably can't see that, but right now it says 99805 down there somewhere. I don't know, maybe you can see it. So 99,805. So when I left the house, it was about 225 kilometers before it rolls over 100,000, and now we are inside of 200. So you know, we're not planning a massively long ride today, but should be enough to get us to 100,000. So I'm kind of looking forward to that milestone. First is the obligatory meetup spot at a conveniently co-located Tim Hortons, which is usually a good place to find other bikers, at least in Nova Scotia, but probably definitely Nova Scotia, but probably elsewhere in Canada. And I see Paul, there he is, on his, there we go, on his road glide. Alright, so we're here. Well, that was a good ride. Past 100,000 about, let's see, 5 kilometers ago. So that was fun. Had a good day driving through the fall leaves. No complaints there. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, throw a like on it. Comment, subscribe, do all the things. And stay safe. We'll see you next time.